Don't mind me. I'm just taking notes over here, because I get yelled at because I don't take notes as good as Brian Fink.
Who yelled at you?
Who yelled at me?
Yeah.
You.
I did not. Why are you spreading such lies?
You. About how I didn't give you a heads up that I was also wearing white, but correction, you have like a bright ghost white. I have what's called eggshell.
Oh, gotcha.
White. I'm sorry. I didn't know we can't match now.
Well, it's good that we're in the uncomfortable red chairs today.
Yeah, I know. I feel like my posture's I feel like I'm back in ballet and my teacher's telling me, toaster bread, April. Toaster bread. You're the bread in the toaster. Yes.
Really? That's what they say in dance class?
Yeah. Yep. I have to be the bread going into the toaster.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Which, by the way, you can see the horrible red chairs. And it's mainly because there were no rooms to steal chairs from. Because that's what we do every week. So
we do.
Welcome to the Totally Spoiled podcast where we steal everything for the show. There was no This Is Us last night because of election coverage.
So I'm totally going to go on a semi-little short rant about this.
Oh, here we go. Set it up.
So I was pretty pissed at my provider. I don't know if I should put them on blast.
Nah.
I really feel like doing it, but I'm going to refrain.
Okay.
They completely not only cut off my TV services and channels, they cut off my internet yesterday.
Wait, are you not paying the bill? Or do they...
No, I'm paying the bill. I'm one of their best customers.
Oh, I'm sure.
Best customers. I'm only late to arrive at events, not to pay bills.
You're one of their best customers. So they have a list up in the office of best customers. And April is right near the top.
There. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So they just randomly cut everything off?
Okay, so I'm moving at the end of the year.
Because you bought a house, right?
Correct.
Right.
Correct. But we told these people, hey, we're not cutting service off until the last week of December.
Which we're in November right now.
And not even the last week of November.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
And they just cut everything off?
They just cut it off. So I literally got home around 8:30 for my workout class and was going to go turn on the TV so I can watch election coverage.
Right.
Also because I didn't have This Is Us to lean back on. And I'm like, what the hell is this? So then I try to go online to see what's going on with the provider. Is there something going on?
You've got
my internet is cut off. I'm like, am I in the 1800s right now? This is like the worst torture ever.
First world problems.
First world problems, I know. Oh my God.
So I guess it's
so
a good
bad.
week that This Is Us wasn't on then.
This is all to come to the conclusion that this was a great week.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, right. They must have known my internet and
exactly.
cable was going to be cut off.
We thought that it was actually because of the election coverage, but it's because they knew that April was going to be without cable. And that's why. Why didn't you just... Oh, you can't even do that anymore.
What?
I was going to say just
Stream
plug it in. No, just plug it into the wall.
Oh, yeah, no.
You can't even do that anymore. Yeah, because everything is all digital. We're going to get 3 consecutive weeks of This Is Us coming up starting next week. So we've got that to look forward to. We're going to talk about what's coming up next week on This Is Us.
Yes.
We're also going to talk about possibly the worst movie of the year.
So disappointing.
Is it a candidate?
So disappointing.
Wow. I mean, we already had the best movie with A Star Is Born.
Oh, hands down.
I mean, literally, when A Star Is Born came out, they should have just stopped putting out movies. Because there's nothing that can compete with it.
I know.
I know. What, you're going to put, the Grinch up against it?
I mean, if they were to remake The Lion King, well, then maybe we could have something to talk about.
Going up against A Star Is Born? Come on.
Simba, come on.
Wait, what's the big movie that's coming up around Thanksgiving? Oh, I can't think of it. Oh, we were watching. I got sucked into watching the 2-hour Disney Mickey's 90th And we're going to talk about Haunting of Hill House coming up.
That's all you, fam. That is all you.
It's all on this lovely episode of the Totally Spoiled podcast. It's Brian Fink along with April. Really quickly, I want to touch on this. Did you see the viral video that's getting it's insane what's going on with it right now. The teacher that punched the student.
Okay. So a friend texted me early this morning about this. Sent me the link, but I haven't seen it. What is this?
So this is about a 2-minute video, and it starts out, I think it's in band class, and nothing good happens in band class.
Clearly, do you remember our Halloween costume?
Very true. Which, by the way, I got all the blue off in here, thank God.
I know.
Because that was a
Jesus,
mess. Like, I
thank
came
you.
back in here, I'm like, what happened in here?
Yeah.
Did Blue Man explode in
And
here?
we thought we did good.
Not so much.
Not so much.
So the video starts with this kid kind of up front with the teacher, and he's kind of just yelling at the teacher, and he's like throwing racial slurs at the teacher.
Oh, no.
And
no.
I can't tell if the teacher's like on the phone, like trying to contact somebody, but this goes on for probably about a minute and a half of this student just like berating the teacher.
What grade is this?
Oh, I don't know. It looked like high school, and
okay.
The teacher is consistently telling the student to leave, and the student's not leaving.
Doesn't listen.
He just keeps on throwing the racial slurs, and about a minute and a half in, the teacher swings on the student and starts beating the crap out of the student, and they start like a brawl.
Are you
it's
kidding
intense.
me?
It's intense. And of course, obviously, there's a lot going on right now with it. The teacher was arrested. They actually raised like $100,000 for the teacher.
Who's they? The student?
No, they started like a GoFundMe, like the community started a GoFundMe. So,
oh my gosh! See, here's the tough thing on a situation like this. Honestly, who do you side with? If it's high school and let's say you're a junior or a senior, you're borderline hitting that point where you're not a kid anymore.
oh, and you're borderline bigger than the teacher.
If you're talking me or someone like that,
You're not taller than the teacher.
Elementary school
or if
students
you're the
are-
teacher, yeah.
Okay.
You're teaching elementary school.
Okay.
The kids are looking down on you.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to talk about.
Like,
so,
who do you side with?
all right, here's the thing. I don't think there is any way to side with somebody because here's the deal. As a teacher, you cannot do that.
Absolutely, that we know.
Unless the student throws first or unless the student somehow threatens, then I would think the teacher would have every right to defend himself.
See, in a perfect world, I would like to say yes, that would be the case, but I feel like there's still some kind of guideline or regulation where the teacher cannot physically put their hands on a student.
If a
I'm not saying that that the teacher did wrong in this case. I mean,
the teacher did wrong.
Under court of law, yes, the teacher did. You know, I would assume you want to go to the principal or do something, especially if the student didn't actually threaten the well-being of the teacher. But I don't know. I'm curious now to look that up. Like if a student were to swing at a teacher.
Oh,
yeah.
I think that would be like black and white, like not racial, but like black and white.
I know.
If a student swings on a teacher,
it's free game.
At that point, it's self-defense, completely self-defense. I mean, the teacher has to defend himself.
But either by holding them back or like actually swing. I don't know.
I mean, again, you're talking about high school students that. I mean, kids these days are huge. And
we also live in such a PC world, though, and not wanting to upset anything or anyone. And
again,
I don't know.
If I'm that teacher and a student swings on me,
I'm not saying I wouldn't.
I'm taking my chance and I'm defending myself. I mean, I'm sorry, but no matter what, I'm defending myself. Now, in this situation, I saw something that the student may have thrown a basketball at the teacher too. I didn't see that in the video.
Same case?
In this same situation. But again, there is no way that the teacher can do this. And it's an unfortunate situation because just like you said, the world we're in,
right?
Kids are out of hand. Like this kid, you watch this video and you're like, who is this kid? Like, who are his parents?
And what do they have to say about this?
Exactly. Like, just watching this is like, oh my God,
it's painful, I'm sure.
I get so angry at the kid for doing this. That being said, As a teacher, it's a horrible situation to be
put
in.
Yeah.
But you cannot swing on that student. And again, it was going on for about a minute and a half where he's throwing the racial slurs at him.
What ignited the student? Like, did it come out of nowhere, or did the teacher do something to, like, piss him off or something?
And I didn't read the backstory,
do we know all this?
but it kind of, the video starts with the student already up there in the teacher's face. But again, you're going to watch this video and you're going to see the student, you're going to want to beat the crap out of this student.
Yeah.
It is one of the most disrespectful things I have ever seen. But again, as the teacher, you cannot do that. You cannot swing on a student.
Now, here's the thing, though. You said there's a slight chance that a basketball might have been thrown at the teacher.
Again, I mean...
If that's the case, I mean, I don't know. We're talking about, self-defense.
No. I still don't think so.
Okay.
I still don't think so. I think as a teacher, you have to be able to de-ignite the situation, extinguish the situation, step away from the situation.
Which is why I also said, let's say the student does swing at the teacher, the correct response, given our society, and also just for legal reasons, is not swing back, but if you are capable to restrain that student. That's what I'm saying. I'd have to look it up, and I'm curious to now. Unless, let's say you've got a gun pointed at you or something, now we're talking something else. But if it's aggression, such as swinging at someone, is the correct thing to be aggressive back or restrain?
Now,
I think it would be restrain.
Do they land the punch or do they just swing? If they land the punch, I'm going back at that kid. I'm sorry. I mean, I get it. I understand what you're saying. Listen, I've been in
Mr. Fink for
let me relate this.
2020.
Let me relate this to relationships. I've been in a situation where a girl has started swinging at me.
Oh, no.
And my natural reaction was to grab her wrists to hold her back, not to swing back at her, because I know the situation. There is no way
You're not gonna win.
A guy should hit a girl. No way.
I mean, look, I'll say this, and I don't know if I'm going to get heat from some women, too, because like I said, I'm not sexist, I'm not feminist, I stand for just what's simply right. I don't think there's a reason why a woman should swing at a man either, unless if it's also out of self-defense.
I agree.
It's one of the most disrespectful things to be physically aggressive. There's so many ways to handle situations, and it's not being aggressive physically. Verbally either, but definitely not physically. So,
I think we've actually talked about this in the past.
We have.
Because there's been a lot of videos. I think it was like the girl that was being carried out of the stadium and she swung on the cop.
That's what it was.
And the cop swung back.
Yeah.
And we talked about it then. And everyone's like, listen, equal opportunity. If you're swinging on a guy, he has the right to defend himself and swing back. I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I think the guy should do everything in his power to restrain.
Not necessarily
calm the situation.
but just restrain.
Exactly. And that's why I said when I was in the situation, I held her wrists and she, started saying, "You're hurting my wrist. You're hurting my..." I'm like, that's fine. You're swinging at me.
I'm going to hold your damn wrist.
I'm restraining this situation. Exactly. So, but if a high schooler who is possibly bigger than me swings at me and lands a punch, I think at that point I'm not necessarily punching him, but maybe tackling him to restrain the situation.
Okay, see that I think we're more on the same page with. Yeah.
But if I'm not mistaken, and I've done Great American Teach-Ins, I don't know how this Totally Spoiled podcast has turned into this for the entire time. Who knows if we're going to do any spoiling here.
Hey, it's a special exclusive edition. With
absolutely.
This is us not being around, so.
This is what happens when This Is Us takes vacation. We start talking about real life.
I know, right?
Wow, it gets real.
Can't escape it.
But I've done Great American Teach-Ins where there's phones in the classrooms now that go to the office. So
was that never a thing before?
No, when I was in school, like they had to like send a pigeon off to the they had to scratch their messages in rock and throw the rocks.
Abraham Lincoln days. Gee, so how old are you? What Botox and sell you whatever you're using?
How dare you come at me like that?
You're doing good.
I'm holding together well?
You're holding it together.
Thank you. I appreciate
well.
that. So now there's phones, and I don't know if it's every classroom, but there's phones in the classroom. So in this situation, I don't know why, instead of sitting there for a minute and a half and letting this happen, why he didn't go and call the office or do something.
That's my point exactly. If this student had been berating him or her, and it had been going on for quite some time, in that time, why don't you just pick up the phone?
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
Call in the superintendent, the principal. Unfortunately, the world we live in now, especially high schools, they have police officers there already. Mine did, and I lived in a good area.
Mine did too.
And they're just there.
Resource officers.
So, yeah. So
I think if this goes on for like 10 seconds,
why
pick up the phone.
Just immediately act on that? What I would do is kind of like the 3-strike rule. After like maybe saying 1 or 2 times, I need you to sit down and calm down. Maybe 1, 2. I need you to leave the office. 3, last and final warning. Get it together, or you're getting called out, or there's going to be reinforcements sent in. Boom.
And see,
act.
I think that's even too much to me. I think after one time of saying,
possibly,
you need to sit down or leave, or I'm taking care of it, and they don't do it, boom. That's what I think. I mean, why wait?
See, this is why, as much as I love kiddos, I love the ones that I can get and play with and
that are still
get
taller
back
than you.
at the end of. Come again?
Nothing. Let's do some spoiling.
What?
At Brian Fink, at April on air, episode 37 of the Totally Spoiled podcast, brought to you by Samson Go Mike. Create your own podcast or take your social videos to the next level, which I feel so bad because I used one of them. I had this like whole setup on Saturday night. I don't know if you saw the Facebook Live. Like, I used the lavalier mic and everything. Like, I had this whole setup.
Oh, boy.
And during the Facebook Live, people are going, hey, you sound really bad. You sound like you're in a cardboard box. I'm like, well, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to use a lavalier. I'm in radio. I'm used to holding the mic. I'm not used to...
The mic or it being connected to a...
So they keep saying, and a lot of them were like, I thought it was something with my phone, but I guess not. Is something wrong with the mic? I had the volume all the way down on the Samson.
Good job, Brian. You had one job. You literally had one job.
User error. User error. Thank you for following and subscribing. And remember, if you've got a smart speaker, just say, hey, Alexa, play the Totally Spoiled podcast on iHeartRadio. And you can do whatever you want. So the worst movie of the year. But wait, I'm confused. Is it Life Itself? We're not talking about that, right?
No. That's the one that I still wanted to see forever ago. That was like the spin-off or based or produced
by the writers
of
This Is Us. But the crazy thing is, you remember me telling you the review? Because we were going to go see it.
Yeah,
and
I still want to see it.
The reviews were like, worst movie of the year. I'm like,
yeah,
this is like heartbreaking, like heartbroken emoji.
Besides just the emotional connection we have with the show, obviously.
You just want it to be good.
You want it to be good, but you also would think that it would be good. So it's just the shock factor. I think that's why I almost do want to even watch it more now. It's like, how bad can this be? I mean, These are the same people that wrote the freaking show that I cry every time. And let me tell you, I'm not an easy crier.
But sometimes it doesn't translate as well to the big screen.
It was just crazy. And it's true, because when you're writing episodes or you're writing segments, it's easy to break things up. When you are doing a movie, you have to fit everything in one go.
Well, it's kind of like 24. When 24 was on, which was an amazing TV show, and then they were going to make a movie out of it. And
I didn't know. I didn't know. Did they make the movie?
I don't remember if they made the movie or not, but they came back a couple of times with new 24 episodes, and they broke away from the whole concept of 24 was it was in real time.
Right.
And they broke away from that when they came back, and it was just like, no.
Not the same.
No. But we're talking about Simple Favor.
So, yeah. Okay. I was so disappointed because I was looking forward big time. I'm a huge Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively fan, and it almost looked like a comedy drama with a heavier emphasis on the drama.
I didn't see any comedy coming out of that.
No, there really wasn't.
But I don't even see, like, from the previews how you would see comedy coming out of that.
The reason why I do, and maybe this is a false assumption from my end, is because it's Anna Kendrick, and no matter what Anna Kendrick's role is, there's always a sense of comedy or humor there. She just has this permanent dry humor about her. Like, she could just stand there. This is Anna.
And you laugh at her?
And I'm going to be like...
Oh, my God.
And no disrespect, Anna, if you're listening,
which she does.
Love you, girl. I have a small... I can't even talk.
What is it?
That's
Should we just end the podcast now?
No, it's because I'm talking about Anna, like slight girl crush. Love
and
her.
And you know she listens?
Anna, I love you. You're awesome.
So
Number one fan.
How bad was her movie?
Anna. A little disappointed, Anna.
And what I got from it is that Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively become friends, and then Blake Lively disappears, and like the whole movie is about, stop me if I'm wrong.
No, keep going.
Is about like Anna Kendrick trying to figure out where she is or what happened to her, right?
Yeah.
And the husband is a suspect, obviously.
Yeah.
Bad?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's weird. I can totally sum this up super quickly. Basically, they're both mothers. Anna.
Rookie.
And.
Rookie.
Yeah. Kaya.
Getting phone calls during a podcast. Don't you?
Hello, sorry. I'm in a podcast right
And
now with Brian Fink,
taking
and
the
I'm
phone
going
call.
to get yelled at because it's what he does. Can I call you back? Awesome. Great. Thanks.
Hey, I guess I'll just sit here and...
Anyways.
I mean, should I call in like stock tips and stuff while this is going on?
Sure.
Should I place an order for some pizza delivery while this is going on? Oh my God, I'm starving right now. So wrap up. So go ahead.
This is how we scroll. So long story short, they're both moms. They both have kids that are like 8 or 9 years old. Anna is a super like girl next door kind of character. Really twisted. Her husband and her brother end up dying in a car crash that her husband kills them both because Anna was romantically involved with her brother, but it was her half brother. So I guess that makes it okay. I'm not sure. That was really weird.
Wait a second.
Yeah, I'm totally spoiling this.
Wait a second.
Yeah. Like,
did you just say that there's like borderline incest
swallow that, yeah.
going on in this movie? And how does Anna Kendrick have like an 8-year-old kid? She's like she looks like she's 16.
Yeah. So that whole thing happens.
What?
So she loses her husband and her brother lover.
Oh God.
Because I'm not going to use the term that the movie.
What term did the movie use?
She's a brother fucker.
Shut up!
This movie's
the movie
twisted.
Says that?
Yep. It's super twisted.
Great, now I got to put the explicit warning on the podcast. Thanks a lot. Wow.
So there's that. Blake is married to a super successful writer who only wrote one book, but that was obviously enough.
Okay.
And she has this amazing job with. It's like it's weird to kind of even explain what the job was. It was like she was some traveler writer for like this fashion company. She herself is gorgeous and always dressed to the T, whatever. Enviable mom status.
Right.
She all of a sudden gets up and disappears. You find out later in the story that their picture perfect life isn't so perfect. They have this beautiful home, modern, probably worth a couple million. They're apparently in huge debt. So what she does is fakes her death.
Oh, man.
She escapes, fakes her death. You find out later she's also got a twin sister, so the one that faked her death, she actually killed her sister.
What?
It's twisted.
So wait, does the husband know that she faked her death?
Yep.
So the husband's in on it.
The husband's in on it.
But Anna Kendrick obviously isn't.
In on like 80% of it. You find out later in the story that she was doing other things because she's crazy that he didn't even know about. And he ends up falling for Anna, whether that's part of it or not. And Anna falls for him. They end up like living together and all of this shenanigans. Apparently that wasn't part of the plan that
Well, I guess not.
that Blake Lively had in mind. So she starts to haunt and drop little signs of, hey, I'm watching you. Watch your back.
Does Blake Lively come back, or is she supposed to come back as her sister? Is that the whole plan?
So she eventually comes back as herself because Smartle Anna Kendrick does some super like Nancy Drew investigative work and basically corners her where it's like you need to come out and come clean, because if not, like I'm involving authorities and this is going to get real messy.
But I'm a little confused as to what the end game was supposed to be. Was Blake Lively supposed to be her twin sister? Is that how she was going to come back, or was she just going to disappear off the face of the earth?
That's the thing, because if you watch the movie, I want you to tell me what you think of it.
I don't want to watch the movie. I have no urge to watch this movie.
Because it doesn't even tell you or show you the direction of it. Like, was she supposed to be dead and then he comes back and claims the money that she had? Like, it was from what was it from? Basically her retirement funds or money that he was going to claim from her death.
Life insurance.
Yes, that thing. Thank you.
Her retirement. What are you even talking about right now?
Mina!
Her retirement! I have no urge to see this movie, especially after the spoiling that you've done with it.
I'm screwed if I die.
There is literally...
Mom, if you outlive me, you have my will. You'll get all my $3.77.
Her 401k.
My $3.77.
My God, what are you even talking about? All right, so
yeah, the life insurance. So he was going to claim her life insurance, which was like $4 or $5 million. And I'm assuming they were going to live off of that, and he was going to go find her and maybe a happily ever after. I don't freaking know. Like, there's no direction in this movie, and there's 50 million things going on at once. I'm like doing this the whole movie.
So the only reason that I literally want to watch this movie is to see how badly you messed up the timeline. That's what I want to watch.
Jerk! You jerk!
All right, so next week, This Is Us. Here's what we have to expect. And they kind of showed some of it last week in the preview, but we're going to be seeing Rebecca and Jack's road trip.
Yeah.
Which I still want to figure out how they're paying for that, because Jack's got no money. I don't know what Rebecca's got. I mean, she's the singer, but I mean...
Remember, she did come from money, though. Remember that?
True. So maybe the parents have given her... Maybe.
Maybe there's some kind of, like, padding she's had.
Maybe.
I don't know.
So we're going to get that.
Or maybe they're just wild, young, and in love and don't care and are just going to free like a bird fly.
Is that how that works?
Yes.
It might have worked back then. That wouldn't work now. Oh my God, this is so crazy what just flashed into my head. Isn't it crazy like when you get like brain farts and like something just like
all the time
triggers?
Oh yeah.
Did you see that couple that, oh my God, two couples. Oh Jesus, what is squirreling all over the place right now?
Oh my, okay.
One couple were these bloggers, these travel bloggers that like got blown off of a cliff and died. They were taking a picture like, yeah, I don't know why that just popped into my head. And then this horrible tragedy that just happened with the couple that literally got married were going in a helicopter from the wedding and smashed into the side of a cliff, and they all died. Like the couple...
Like the helicopter
smashed
They got in the helicopter and that happened.
Yeah. And they died and the pilot died. Oh my God, such a tragedy.
Gosh.
Yeah, I don't know why those popped into my head.
Are you saying this is what's going to happen on the road trip? And then,
no!
then that leads to their happily ever after?
God, no. I mean, like, literally, it just popped into my head. Get out of my head. So we're supposedly going to find out about the woman in Vietnam. The producers were saying that the woman is going to be touched on in this next episode. I don't know if it's going to be with Kevin going over there and figuring stuff out, or if it's going to be through flashbacks that we kind of figure out what's going on with the woman.
This isn't the after show?
No, there is no after show because there was no show.
No, but from the past one, like where it tells you about it.
No, this was just, I was reading a blog about it. Yeah, I was just reading a blog about it.
Okay.
So yeah, and then also in this blog, I was reading that Chrissy Metz was talking about that these episodes with Toby being off his meds were some of the hardest episodes for her to do because it's
Really?
like totally like flipping around what's been going on. And
Like her role, her character is Kate.
exactly.
I can believe that.
And she said that emotionally and physically that these were some of the hardest episodes she's had to film. Yeah,
wow,
so
that'll be interesting.
I can't wait for, and it, like I said, it's going to be 3 weeks in a row that we're going to get before it breaks again for the holidays coming up.
It's like a tease.
I know, right?
Like
That's what I'm saying. We need to start a
terrible tease.
GoFundMe for This Is Us to just continue like 24/7.
I know, right? Can we raise enough money for you to never go away?
Never go away.
Ever?
You're never going to watch Haunting of Hill House. I can tell you that right now.
Is it that bad?
It's creepy AF.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I thought it would be a good idea to watch it one night, kind of late at night by myself.
Why?
Because
you're
I'm
Brian.
pretty good at scary and creepy movies. No, this is creepy. And I am only 2 episodes in. So I'm not really about the binge life. I don't like binging TV shows because I feel like it's overload. I just feel like I'm exhausted after binge. Everybody's like, how are you only on episode 2 after like 2 weeks? I'm like,
how many are there?
I think there's like 10 or so. So I could finish it.
Is this a Netflix thing?
Yeah.
That's okay. That's why I'm like, what?
And it is creepy. And there are a lot of people saying that like Katie was saying, like episode 5 like completely screwed with her, and then
Katie's pretty tough when it comes to that stuff.
And supposedly like episode 8 is like mind blowing.
So she's watched all of this already.
Oh, she's already done.
Of course.
Like
Probably 3
everybody's
times.
already done. I'm the one that's like
Baby steps.
Yeah, I'll just
Baby
watch one
steps.
episode here.
This is Brian on the couch with his blanket.
But it's and Kat's by my side.
And Kat's holding his hand.
Here's the thing.
Because they do that.
True story. Here's the thing. It's kind of like This Is Us because it flashes back. So it goes back to like past and it does like present time. So but there's no way you're going to watch it. There is no way you're going to watch it. Because,
yeah, no, you're right for once.
Yeah, it is that creepy. But it is my mission not to binge it, but to finish it before, maybe I'll do it before next week's show. Maybe that's what I'll try to do. I'll try to do it because we've got really nothing else to watch.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, so I can.
Okay, yeah.
I can at
if you
least
do one a
get
day.
through like 5 and 8 to see what Katie and I think Melly were talking about. That they're like, yeah, creepy. Yeah, everybody's
Then
finished
you can
it.
tell me all about it while I have sweet, nice dreams.
I will do that. And by the way, we didn't talk about our totally extra segment that we had last week. If you didn't get a chance to check it out, this is why you got to subscribe. So when we have like an extra bonus segment, you can be notified and you can listen. We had London Brown,
my man,
from Ballers stop by last Friday, and we got a chance to interview him. He was in town doing shows at the Tampa Improv.
Did you ever make it?
I didn't.
Yeah.
They put me on the list for Sunday night, and I just everything got crazy on Sunday. Yeah, and I didn't get a chance to really. So besides wanting to go to the show and see his shtick, I totally forgot I forgot to get him to sign my autograph book.
Oh my Jesus!
So I've got an interview book that I like write down like all my questions in now that I just started like 2 years ago.
That's cool.
I have all but I've been doing this for so long, and I could have had like the coolest book, and I don't. So now, and I totally forgot to have him sign it. So I was gonna go to the show and have him sign it. I was even talking. I was talking to Karen, his person, and I was like, "Listen, I'll meet you." They were going to Busch Gardens.
Right,
I'm like,
right.
I'll meet you at the gates and like literally just get you to. Didn't happen.
Stop it.
Didn't happen. So I didn't get him to sign that. Yeah, so next time London Brown's in town, I got to get him to sign it.
I'm sure he'll probably make another trip. Either way, he said he didn't really get to enjoy Tampa, but we'll have to show him.
Absolutely. And take him to Busch Gardens and show him properly how to enjoy Busch Gardens.
There you go.
At Brian Fink, at April on Air. Thank you so much for following and subscribing to the Totally Spoiled podcast.